Yeah. Huh? Look, give her something to see if she looking. Give her something to see. Ayy, yeah. Give her something to see, she looking. Young Davey, in the big cooking. BTA on the track, hop on the beat, start whipping. Shit, fuck with them, they pussy. Heterosexual, like I'm looking. Nah, I ain't rushing, I'm taking my time. Know I'm finna show off, she fine. Very possessive, that's all me. What I'm smoking, straight OG. My location, too low key. But my bag is VIP. I got a crush on T low key. Trust my busted like it beat. Biting the net, baby, I'm OG. I'm good for putting some shit to sleep. I don't gotta, don't compete. I locked in, cause nigga weak. I keep a back when in the sheets, but on the weekends I'm a freak. My dog looking for a hit. Know it's Davey on the beat. I get high, start dropping heat. Had everybody watch my feet. Watch my moves. Nigga mad when the bad bitch choose. Find out why nigga hate. Every time I'm up, they lose. Every time I shit, she pretty. I don't give a fuck about her dude. When the bet put the house on me, and I promise that boy gon' lose. Walked in with the house on me. Nigga didn't keep shit cool. It's more than back my scale. I promise I got that too. I'm taught I ain't no clean sell, so fuck nigga best stay cool. I'm telling you one foul move. I'm putting some shit on the news. You scared of the money, you fool. I don't eat buffet in the room. Phone on the track, nigga broom. Let them out, shit drop real soon. My dog told me they hungry. I'm feeding them boy with a spoon. My bite ain't doing no barking. Up all night, talk to the moon. They got the streets on fire, it's February. I might cool down in June. Keep it back when ready to go. I'm finna tell her to book the room. Hey, big mob on the track, shit epic. I don't care if you like or respect me. Touch down with your bitch in the telly. Bless that, get straight to the fetish. Hey, don't watch me, watch my moves. Nigga mad when the bad bitch choose. Find out why nigga hate. Every time I'm up, they lose.
Man. Man. Hey, look, check this out, bro. So, like, I've been overly interested, super interested, extremely interested. Hold on. So yeah, bro. I've been like extremely interested in the Epstein files getting exposed, the names on the list, clientele list. I've been like super interested in the whole deal, G. Miss B. And I've been making content on this for a while, just waiting on information to come out. The stuff that I found last night and this morning, bro, like, I'm emotionally exhausted. I can't believe. Well, I can't. That's the thing. That's the thing. I was gonna say I can't believe half the stuff I've been seeing and reading, but nah, I can, and that's why it's like processing information and just seeing what humans are capable of. Some evil ass people in this world that are capable of doing shit that I can't even think of. I can't even picture it out. I can't see myself being in any situations or being around any of these people who do this shit. But alright, bro. Maybe the whole child chasing thing and what they into with children, that don't come as much of a surprise. What done threw me off for the whole day is, bruh, in these files, it say they eating people. It say they eating, like eating people. I don't know what I can and can't say on YouTube. So for that, I mean, as far as how I express myself, I'm only gonna repeat the shit that I'm seeing or what's already on social media. I ain't trying to put no more slap on it. But yeah, bro, they say they straight up eat people. And they call it jerky. I'm finna be a vegan for the rest of my life, bro. Barbecue, man, look. They doing some of everything. Ribs. Oh my, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, y'all.
People going crazy think they found a code word for human meat? Wait, what? Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that? Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blake has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky.
No, it doesn't.
Said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to.
I gave you all of the jerky we had, roughly 2 pounds, and it lasted the amount of it lasted only half of what the fuck, bruh. Only half of the amount of the time it was meant to. Cool. I'm fucking up because this. What? I gave you all the jerky we had, roughly 2 pounds, and it lasted only half of the amount of the time it was meant to. What the fuck kind of beef jerky is this, bro? Top G! Pizza, man, look, bro. They be talking that the whole pizza thing done resurfaced. They been going hard with the pizza talk again, man. People even mentioning that P. Diddy was on the phone from jail talking about get rid of the pizza boxes. What are pizza boxes? Can somebody, what is pizza boxes? Dead serious question. I'm scared to look this shit up on my phone. I'm legit scared to look it up on my phone. I don't want motherfuckers to be tracking me and thinking I'm trying to find and get me some. But I would really like to know what the fuck are pizza boxes? P. Diddy down so told his people to get rid of the rest of them. And why is they talking about this jerky like it's drugs? I felt it was way more important for you to have jerky to eat during my time off. You don't even want to look it up. I don't want to look it up because the motherfucker might be searching people internet history, search history, and think I'm trying to find me some motherfucking pizza boxes. So I don't want none. I just want to know what it is. Bro, that done took a good night now you vegetarian. That's what the fuck I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Top G. I don't even want to eat meat, period, at this point. Pause. Like, bro, I might go full on vegan, G. I don't even. And bro said jerky is equals baby meat, infant meat. Oh man. Why this making me think about stem cells and all that, bro? Like,
felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. And that's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show.
I read that. That's, bro, I'm telling you, I read that they call intestines cream cheese. And they call it that because usually they take the intestines. This is just some shit that I read. Look, I'm not trying to put out no misinformation or none of that, but they say they take the infant's intestines while they are full of milk and formula. And that's why it tastes like cream cheese. That's, bro. My nigga, you done lost your appetite? I done about lost my mind. I'm telling you, this shit is emotionally exhausting. I've been going through it. Me too, man. I can't no more shit. Strawberry cream cheese, my shit. But boy,
before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. And that's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring
enough to get him through. Listen to how they're wording this, bro. Enough to get them through. They are literally like addicted to it and going through withdrawals without it. They're addicted to it and going through withdrawals without it. And the scary thing is, I hear that shit is extremely addictive. And they get high. Like, they literally get high. It's a high that they getting off this shit, bro. It's a high that they getting off of it. One, definitely getting addicted. Two, and going through withdrawals without it. These motherfuckers done turned themselves into vampires, bro. These folks are literal, like, real life vampires, my nigga. And can't believe they ain't charging nobody. That's why I'm at with it, bro. Why ain't nobody went to jail? Why ain't nobody went to jail? But they got names and all kind of shit that's straight up against the law. Ain't nobody going to jail. Why? Oh my God. And if you in the wrong state with a little bit of weed in your pocket, your ass out of here. That's fucking wild. If you in the wrong state with a little bit of weed on you, cuz your ass out of here. These motherfuckers is out here allegedly, well shit, not even allegedly. It's like, it's in black and white at this point. At this point. The shit that they doing and ain't nobody going to jail, boy. Jesus. God save us all, please. Me first. Goddamn.
Jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cooks. Wait for it. Beef jerky and steak. Can blank make some jerky? I think we should landscape all around the house to use the water if possible. If the main house is not enough. Are there any recorded images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky at all? No, there are no recorded or publicly known images of Jeffrey Epstein with beef jerky. Who sends beef jerky to a lab for analysis? Wait, what? I was looking for the beef jerky as I knew it was in my suitcase, and I thought that maybe I left it on the beach, only to find a small plastic bag near my dog's bed. I'll email Francis to make us some more, as I need 6 to 8 ounces to send to the lab, and I'll forward to Francis the info to send to the lab directly. Guys, I think something's going on. What's this here? Kershaw, apparently it's his last girlfriend who's active on Twitter right now. Check the mail. Names for hers again. Oh boy.
Stop Jesus. I can't stop drinking water. I don't care what the goddamn code word for that is. Man, look, bro, this shit wild, bro.
Hey, oh boy. People are saying this is Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend, and this is the same name as in.
Wait, she don't look 12.
Wait.
Oh boy. People are saying this is Jeffrey Epstein's last girlfriend, and this is the.
Wait. That sacrificed children to Lucifer. It's an entire cult. Jeffrey got involved in the operation for financial reasons. Oh shit. And to obtain compromise. I don't know what the fuck that word is. He never participated in those rituals. What? I'm not suicidal, that's the case. You'll know the whole truth soon. After years of silence, the truth, Jeffrey was innocent. Trapped by power people who silenced him. What the fuck? I was his last confidant. I have evidence they're still hiding.
Same name.
How the fuck? So she believed Jeffrey ain't had nothing to do with all this shit. You ain't no way in the world you out, boy. Oh my god. Oh hell.
As in.
Wait, she don't look 12.
Side of the files, and her name change hasn't occurred since 2017, before the files released. After years of silence, the truth, Jeffrey was innocent. I really? Like, he just a good boy, he didn't do nothing wrong? Trapped by powerful people who silenced him. I was his last confidant, and I have the evidence that they're still hiding. I'm not suicidal, just in case. You'll know the whole truth soon. They sacrificed children to Lucifer. It's an entire cult. Jeffrey got involved in their operation for financial reasons and to obtain comboprot, but never participated in the ritual.
Yeah, I've never heard that word a damn my goddamn life. Comboprot?
Oh, what is this here? I'll pull this one up and see.
Wait, hold on. So the girlfriend pretty much admitted. The girlfriend admitted that they do sacrifice Chillum to Lucifer. You say he had no involvement, and then you said this? Like he was trying to get some sort of financial gain from being a part of that? But he had no involvement? Girl, stop. Is that what he told you and he didn't let you see any of it? I doubt it. You saw it too, girl.
Mello, what they doing, bro? What is these people doing, bro?
In the rituals. Oh, what is this here? I'll pull this one up and see it. That's crazy. She cooked in the brain? Maybe. She ate the brain? Yeah, maybe she did. Wire transfer request form. A 65-gallon... Guys, 655-gallon sulfuric acid with fuel and insurance charge? They are dissolving bodies.
This stuff right here. They really want us to believe that they... Talking about this stuff right here. When people talk in code and it sounds so blatantly obvious that they're talking in code, nobody talks about beef jerky that way. Nor do they talk about pizza or ice cream or hot dogs the way these people talk about this stuff. It's clear that they're not talking about these food groups. Talking about some walk the jerky over to you, huh? Since when does jerky need to be put into a freezer? You just put this dry stuff in the bag like this and seal it up. It's good. Now you can eat it. You know what? I'm curious. I want to know. I need to know. Comment down below if you believe they're talking about some damn beef jerky. I want to know how many people actually believe that mess. Nobody? Thank you. This is something that I just found not 20 minutes ago. I was talking on the phone with my friend and I had to have a conversation about this and what I saw. There's some emails that Jeffrey was receiving, right? And one or two in particular really stood out to me. This being the first one. This one states from this woman. She says, "Dear Jeffrey, I gave birth to a little something girl." What's that other word that they redacted? "On Sunday night. She was 7 pounds, redacted, ate a massive cheeseburger right after. She's very peaceful. XXX Christina." So I had to think to myself, like this is odd. Like what grown woman who's in a relationship, potentially married to a whole nother man, would sit here and email another dude and tell them that you gave birth to a little girl and you ate a cheeseburger after? Like, how enamored by this individual do you have to be to feel so enticed to want to send him an email like that? This seems like something that someone in a cult would do. Because what is it that you're trying to do? Are you trying to offer your child off to Jeffrey Epstein? Because that's the vibe that I'm getting from that email. And then I read this. And then you have this email right here. I'm not sure if it's between the same person or not, but this is what it states. It looked like this might be a response back from Jeffrey. He says, "Great to hear from you. Send photos, please." I'm assuming that's of someone that's underage. So the woman sends Jeffrey this email on June 1st, 2009 at 2:39 p.m. "Hello, my dearest Jeffrey. I've been trying to reach you, and thankfully to your recording, I have a way to say hello to you. Hello. Do you remember me? I'm blank blonde, older." Look, pay attention to this. Older. Why is she putting emphasis on the fact that she's older and put the ER at the end of older? "I hope you do. I think of you a lot, and you have to know that you're always very special to me. Little about me since I see you last. Since the last time I saw you, maybe." And that's another thing. These folks talk so illiterate. Like they be so illiterate in their emails, it be pissing me off. "Alexandra, my baby girl, is already 2 years old. Very cute and fun. Waiting to meet Uncle Jeff in July, maybe sooner. We're expecting twins, 2 boys. Looking forward to that too. Love being a mother. Anyway, please stay in touch. I would be very happy to hear from you. Kisses."
Bro. These people selling their damn kids, bro. These people literally selling their kids. My nigga, what, these? My nigga, what, these fuck, bro? These people selling their kids. Wow. That sent me on a whole trip mentally. I'm sorry, y'all, for that long, extended, pointless ass pause. That shit had me thinking like shit. Damn.
Tell me this don't sound like they're offering these children, their children, off to Jeffrey. That has to be the case, y'all. It's one thing that so many of us thought of Jeffrey as this
Miss Banks.
individual who was finding these kids and bringing them to all these powerful figures, these people that have money. But it's another thing to think that these are people who were Jeffrey's peers that were having kids of their own and offering their kids off to Jeffrey. Now, I'm alleging that that's what's happening. That's what I'm thinking. I could be so wrong. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm curious to know if y'all feel the same way that I do about what we're seeing from these emails here. There's more. For one, you got this suspicious email that says, "Hey Jeffrey, do you still need a fake wife? I might have found a perfect candidate. She is 50 years old, Russian, speaks perfect English, has lived and worked in New York, Jewish, and trustworthy. She is looking for a job. Should I propose it to her?" This is a common thing from people who are trying to hide a secret life that is so taboo that they need not to let certain people know about it, right? So they make it seem as though they're in this relationship that's very normal, when clearly we know that what they're into isn't normal at all. We're going to skip over this first portion up here because it's not of very much importance. But look at this here. "We can't thank you enough. Yet another life experience. If the Massey Warriors don't eat us, the pirates from Somali will." Trying to make a little racist joke, it seemed like. And then they continue. "Coming to PB to see you in January. Taking photos. We'll have a ball and think of you all the time." The way these people talk. And then check this out. "Can bring a baby back for you or two. Would you like boys or girls?"
Man, it's past disturbing.
Clearly, it wasn't just Jeffrey that was supplying these kids. There were people supplying children to Jeffrey. This fool forgot to use the code words. They didn't use the code words in this email. "Peggy Siegel on a Friday, December 18th, 2009. Look at how these people be kissing Jeffrey Epstein's ass. This junk is so weird." This person named Marsha Drokova sent Jeffrey this email. She says, "I found criteria to find smart people. The more Jew you are, the smarter you are. You said you're 98% Jew. You're very smart. My ex-boss is 78% Jew. He is super smart, less smart than you are. I have a close friend, business partner who's 99.3% Jew. He is crazily smart. We take all the Jewish people. Sourcing can be done through relatives. Ask them to do 23andMe tests. Do events for everyone who is 98% Jew. Also, all of them are not religious. Do you think it makes sense, right?" Some weird mess right there. I feel like when white people want to only deal with white people, they just look at their skin color and be like, "Oh, you passed. We can work together."
Hated. I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
So ridiculous that most of the planes just laugh hysterically when someone comes on with pizza.
No.
Really?
It's like a rich people joke.
Absolutely not.
Is that terrible? Hated.
Yeah, it's terrible. And the worst part is you've probably already done it. Why is it only celebrities that joke about eating people, but it don't be sounding like they're joking about eating people? Like, y'all remember this clip?
"Can you tell us a secret about Steven Spielberg? He eats babies. Whole babies."
That looks great, thank you. What you want in a pancake is to have the consistency of young human flesh.
What? What? Hold on. The consistency of what?
Steven Spielberg. He eats babies. Whole babies.
That looks great, thank you. What you want in a pancake is to have the consistency of young human flesh.
It's spongy, it has life to it.
You're with a guy with brightly colored undergarments, and you got soft human flesh in front of you. You're in a weird place.
I'm looking forward to this.
And you're a late 50.
Yeah.
But somehow you both look the same age there. I mean, you know, there's something to be said for being with a younger man.
I suck baby's blood. And put it on my face.
Okay,
Just joking.
If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely.
There has been so many more videos to come out of the Epstein files of Jeffrey hanging around a ton of kids. I mean, before it was teenagers, borderline adults, but now they're so young. Now these kids seem to be under the age of 10, some under 5. Viewer discretion is advised.
This has got to be one of the most shocking and disturbing photographs I've ever seen in my entire life. And yes, this appears to be Jeffrey Epstein with a small child. This is what the file that this photograph was found in looks like. For some reason, it has been labeled highly confidential, and you can see the file number and everything in the bottom right. But I don't know exactly what's going on here, but this appears to be Epstein assaulting a child. This does not look like a teenager. This looks like a very, very young girl. And I think that that's something that's a little infuriating for me as someone who has studied the Epstein story and reported on it for years. In the mainstream media, you will hear stories that Epstein only targeted women essentially of legal age. Yeah, they might have been 16 or 17, but they like to call them women. In fact, nobody seems to use proper terminology when referring to the Epstein victims and survivors. And yes, there were women that survived Epstein, women that were a bit older, but most of Epstein's victims were children. And you can clearly see in photos like this that Epstein surrounded himself with kids, even though curiously, he had no offspring of his own. And we don't know who these children are in any of these photos or these videos, but I have never seen this photo on the evening news. I have never seen this photo discussed. And I have to admit, this is one of the most shocking things that I've ever seen, that clearly shows that Epstein was targeting very, very young kids. And it's just insane to me to think that people don't even want to admit that there were children and boys that were targeted by Epstein. And I've noticed that a lot of people also don't want to admit to themselves that their hero, the person that they seem to worship, is the one that's practically in charge of the cover-up right now, because he's all over the files. Not just as a witness, as someone who allegedly, according to many different witnesses and accusers, actively participated in Epstein's ring. If you want to join me on my journey to expose these freaks, please consider checking out my channel, The Conspiracy Files. You can also listen to the show fully uncensored on all streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I just interviewed an Epstein/Trump survivor last week. Her name is Beatrice. She was incredible. And this week I'm spending the entire week going one by one through these files and trying to decode as many things as I possibly can for y'all and to put it all in one place.
As I've been sitting here going through some of this stuff myself and looking at these images and videos of these redacted children running around, hanging out with Jeff.
Yeah, right, Ms. Queen. That's like the company was sending the pictures back to Jeffrey so he can pick through the kids. That shit crazy.
I thought to myself, whose kids are these? Who do these kids belong to? Why isn't it that any of the parents have came out and stated that's my child? You should be able to see some sort of indicator from the clothes these kids are wearing, or maybe their hair or their skin, something. Especially if your child went missing allegedly. You should be able to see some sort of indicator that might have been your child that was in these videos or pictures. And then I thought about the Sasha Riley story that I covered over on my Patreon, where he stated that it was his own parents that were forking him over to these people like Jeffrey Epstein to be assaulted by these elites, which again, these people aren't elite. Ain't nothing elite about this weird stuff. Why is it, because this is what everybody is questioning and we all know the answer to it, why is it that these people aren't being arrested? We're getting names, we're seeing faces. Why is it that they're not being arrested? Is it because the main perpetrator, like he stated, one of the main perpetrators is the person that's in control of everything right now? And to hold these people accountable for the actions that they did would also mean to hold him accountable as well. If I was the president of the free world, which we know ain't free, I'm arresting every last one of them. They all got to go. And if I don't, then I'm the biggest enabler of them all and probably need to be arrested too. He don't want to arrest these folk because he need to be arrested too, right? Yeah.
All right, another video that I have uncovered in the Epstein files using the no images produced and then deleting PDF at the end and putting in MP4. This is a video of a girl playing with a dog. Maybe someone will recognize the dog. And at the end of this video, well, first I think this is in here because this dog is about to hump the girl. And then at the very...
Which I'm definitely not showing that part. Like whoever was recording that, they didn't even bother trying to stop that dog from doing that.
Here he comes. Who is that sick fucker?
That man's sitting on the floor.
Since it went by really fast and it was up.
Who is this?
Upside down, I screenshotted it and turned it right side up. Who is this sick fucker?
I can't help but to wonder at this point, do these men, if you want to call them that, because what I'm thinking is they got something missing about their manhood. Something about their manhood is off. They don't even come off as being masculine to me in any sense of the word. What is that?
I hate to say I told you so, but I did. All of society's problems are caused by men with low T. The least shocking news to come out of the Epstein case is an email thread between Jeffrey and his doctor showing that he had testosterone levels of 145. That's close to womanhood. He was an old man. He was supposed to have low testosterone. No, it goes way deeper than that. Like most low T men, his next goal was to bring everybody else down with him. This email thread on December 17th, 2018 shows a premeditated plan to make men more feminine. Literally talking about finding ways to disrupt our hormones or block our testosterone production and pump our estrogen in order to feminize men. Talking about targeting our children as young as 3 years old because it's easier to manipulate their genetics at a younger age. Talking about sexual fantasies with women with masculine features and men with feminine features. Transgenderism has been a psyop the entire time. The elites are literally planning how to turn us into soft, squishy losers for their own amusement. These are the same people who put in the media that toxic masculinity is the #1 threat to American society. This is clear, undeniable proof of a premeditated attack on our hormones. This should piss you off. History repeats itself every time. The same thing happened to the Romans, the Ottomans. Low T has been the cause of every fall of every civilization since the dawn of time.
There you have it. There you have it. 142 was Jeffrey Epstein's testosterone test, his levels. I get he was an older man, but how much, fellas, if you're older, 50s, 60s, go get a testosterone test now and report back to me. Because I'm curious. I feel like that's not even the great excuse. Mind you, I had a testosterone test done 2 weeks ago. I'm getting into my whole fitness thing right now. So I wanted to know where my levels were. 341 is what mine came back to. Perfectly normal, perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable. But I don't think that having low T like that, well, damn shit, maybe it does. Maybe that shit does. Because I recently found out that Hitler, one of his nuts didn't even drop. And he had a micro penis. I don't know if he was necessarily into kids like Jeffrey and all these other people, but we know he did some messed up stuff and had a whole lot of hatred in his heart. Y'all don't believe me? Look, I'm going to Google it. Did Hitler have a micro penis? And Adolf Hitler may have suffered from a genetic disorder called Kallmann syndrome, which can lead to low testosterone, undescended testicles, and a micropenis. When men aren't enough of a man, they do some bitch ass shit, and it'd be like, what is so bad? Why does shit be so bad? Fuck.
Symbolism will be their downfall. Or is it just art? And let me be the first to tell you, it's all connected. I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGenerate. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected. And that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is that picture above her head? Symbolism will be their downfall.
The artwork is so poor. You know how you watch a horror movie, and in the horror movie, there's like a kid and they're experiencing something evil, so they draw it out on a sheet of paper and it looks so demonic, and you can't really figure out what's going on until you get deeper into the show or the movie. That's what these freaking paintings and drawings look like. They look like some scribble of some evil mess that was drawn up by a kid. And these people are like looking at this as good art? No, that's not at all what it is. It's bigger than that, and we know it. We know it. Allegedly. I gotta say that. I gotta say that. We don't know it. It's really just alleged.
The Epstein Files Part 4. You guys, something really weird is going on with these files, so let's get into it. Starting with this, where my last video I showed you guys right here where it says the name Ball was the name of the account, but actually it was a misprint saying that the bank name was Wachovia Bank. And Ian Carroll pointed this out because the actual account name says right here, One Clear Lake Center, and has a bunch of other misspelled words right here and up here where it says $11,438, and that's a misprint right there because it says 110810, right? So case closed. Well, not so fast, because I found this statement which is pretty much identical. If you pay attention, it says the same thing without the misprints. Please wire $11,438, and you can see right here where it says $11,438. And on the last one where it said Ball name, this one says the correct name, bank name, and then you can even tell it's the same one because it has the same invoice number, 1404. Now, let's assume that these are reprints or duplicates, because here's the wire date, July 27th, and at the bottom it says July 29th, 2009. Just like on this one where it says July 29th as well. Couple questions. Why would you have
I'm gonna go ahead and explain this. For a good portion of what we're seeing in the Epstein files, a big reason why a lot of it is misspelled and looks funky and looks weird, and words don't seem to align right. And I don't know why this is an excuse, because I don't think it's ever happened for us, but they're copying and pasting. They're copying and pasting, and they're not proofreading what they copy and paste. And it's almost like there is AI involved and it's messing up. But that's what's happening.
two of the same documents, one with correct spelling, the other one with misspells, including this one where it's supposed to say bank, but it says Baal or Baal, B-A-A-L, which is related to the deity that they worship for child sacrifice. Is this a false flag breadcrumb, being that this is the only one when you type in B-A-A-L, it shows up, and the other ones are B-A-A-1, which is a bank code that Ian Carroll showed. It's almost like they wanted us to see this version so everybody could run with it. Just like they wanted us to see this document as well by the U.S. Attorney's Office announcing Jeffrey Epstein's death on August 9th. But here's the thing, Jeffrey Epstein died August 10th, so how did they know that he died a full day before? Also, I find it pretty odd that early release marked for August 9th is the same date that the Business Insider posted this article showing unsealed flight logs showing that Trump was on Epstein's private jet in 1997. Weird. You guys, all this...
Sorry about that, the Maverick approach. I cut you off, but y'all make sure y'all go check out his page. He be dropping stuff all the time. But think about that, though. That's kind of telling. He kind of told on himself with this one. Business Insider dropped on August 9th that Donald Trump was indeed on those flight logs. And the next day, Epstein dies. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right. What? Leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down below, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. See ya.
This shit crazy. This shit crazy, bro. I'm trying to see if it's anything new that I haven't seen yet. Bro been working on this subject. He been putting out good videos. Hold on.
Right now, attorney Pam Bundy is being questioned in regards to the Epstein files. And like a woman that got caught by her man for cheating, she is avoiding every question. It's pissing me off. It's like watching an unprofessional ass person that's being put in the position to defend the people that she was hired to defend fail epically. Just watch.
You know, all they want to do, all the American people need to know this. They are talking about Epstein today. This has been around since the Obama administration. This administration released over 3 million pages of documents, over 3 million. And
what does that matter when there's still another 3 million that y'all didn't release? What are you saying right now? Are you mad that the Obama administration didn't release this stuff? And now it's put on Trump to do it?
Million. And Donald Trump signed that law to release all of those documents. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history.
She sound dumb to me right now. What difference does it make? You over here, you sound like your mouth dry. You need to stop drinking that Deer Park water. That's what's wrong with you right now. That junk dry your mouth out. But it doesn't matter. If Trump was the one to sign for these documents to be released, it doesn't make him any better of a person if he is in these documents 1 million times, allegedly, his name was brought up, and that he's a perpetrator of the acts and crimes that were committed against these young girls and boys. What is she saying?
And none of them asked Merrick Garland over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? Because Donald Trump, the Dow right now is over, the Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin.
No, they're laughing because you're about to say something that has no relevancy to the dang on conversation at hand right now. We're not talking about how well the stock market is doing. That's irrelevant. Stick to the topic. She has a problem with doing this, I swear, bro. She's trying so hard to divert the attention. They did not train her properly for this at all.
Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming.
You'll see this shit?
That's what we should be talking about.
This is like happening in real time right now, y'all. This shit's a joke.
We should be talking about making Americans safe. We should be talking about, what does a Dow have to do with it? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding?
Mr. Jordan,
Committee will be in order.
Mr. Jordan, am I going to get an extra 45 seconds added to my time?
The committee will be in order.
He deserves it.
To the gentleman from Texas, Ms. Bondi, the Attorney General can respond.
Thank you. The Dow has shattered 50,000 for the first time. This is crazy. They said it couldn't be done in 4 years, yet President Trump has done it in 1 year. National median rents have fallen to a 4-year low thanks to Donald Trump. That's why they want to focus on Epstein and our most transparent president in the nation's history. The murder rate, as I said, has plummeted to a 125-year low thanks to Donald Trump. For an unprecedented 9 straight months, there were 0 illegal border crossings at the southern border.
She's telling it. They are trying to distract us with other shit. Like, Y'all really got her looking like a fool right now. Y'all had this woman go out here to defend Trump and his administration. This is y'all spokesperson. Her and Cash Patel, they are the biggest backpedalers I've ever seen. Pam Bundy, out of her own mouth, stated that if they prosecuted everyone that's in the Epstein files, the whole system would go under. But now she's the spokesperson to defend them. This is wild, man.
That's what we should be focused on. All the great work that this president has done and will continue to do to keep America safe and to make Americans safe.
Oh my God. This is pretty much how it went the entire time. As far as I'm concerned, she's been hired to lie on their behalf. She must have forgot about this clip.
The Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. FBI's been.
Okay.
So.
Any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tons and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
Not knowing that she was being secretly recorded. When that woman asked, do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released? She said, oh, I'm not sure. There's a lot of files to go through, a lot of videos, and it's all of little kids. It's not just of little kids, but it's of the perpetrators as well. Who are these people?
This morning, I went to the Department of Justice to review the Epstein files. These are supposed to be completely unredacted, but they weren't. There are some files in there that are still redacted, that were redacted by Kash Patel's FBI and came over redacted and remain redacted. We know that he went through and redacted Trump's name in many of these files, but there are other powerful men's names who are still redacted in here. It struck me as I was reviewing this, just the horror of the whole thing, the depravity of it, the way in which this Department of Justice has still only released a portion of these files, all released late, past the deadline of the Epstein Transparency Act. And in the process, they actually revealed the names of the victims, which they were supposed to keep redacted, but there they exposed all of them, including Jane Doe's, who were in these files and have had their identities protected for decades. And now, thanks to this Department of Justice, those names are out there and people are really experiencing terrible fear. On top of that, they redacted the names of these powerful, rich men, these predators, these pedophiles. And it's disgusting to read these emails and see them joking about pedophiles, see them joking about sexy, cute shipments of women, see them joking about how young these girls are. It really reveals the massive scandal that these Epstein files are. We are never going to stop until we get to the bottom of this, because that's what the survivors deserve: justice and accountability.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Woo! My theory on why it is that they intentionally, because it was intentional, don't think nothing less, intentionally left the names of the victims unredacted. My theory is the reason why they did that is because they want harm to come their way. If some of these powerful people whose names are on those lists are redacted, and now they see the names of their victims, girls that they have victimized, and they might not recall the names, but now they're like, now I remember her. Or now they're looking up the names to see if these women, now women, are people that they remember raping, then they might cause some harm to them. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Y'all, before we dive back into this nonsense, here's something that you can actually do while you're bored. Play video games and get paid for it. If you hit the link down in the description or scan the QR code on the screen, you can download and sign up for free right away. It's simple. Download and create an account with your email and password. It takes a few seconds. Inside, you will see a wall of games and offers. Pick one you actually enjoy, play through the levels, and the cash lands straight into your free cash account. It's like you're turning your downtime into a side hustle without even noticing. Some people pull in $10, $20 a day. If you put in the effort, you can earn even more. You can spend a couple of bucks in the game if you want to hit the levels even faster, which lets you unlock even bigger offers and payouts. That's how users end up earning hundreds, even $500 or more on certain offers. But you don't have to spend anything. You can just stick to the free levels and still cash out. The whole point is, instead of just sitting there and scrolling, you're playing and earning at the same time. Click the link down below or scan the QR code and get started today.
To my right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact. A list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst. To my right is an email that was sent by the victim's lawyers to the DOJ. It was a list of names not to redact. A list of names not to release. What did the DOJ do with this email? They released this email in the document production. Literally the worst thing you could do to the survivors, you did. And they're getting phone calls. A lot of these people didn't want to be known. And we know you touched the document because you redacted one name and you redacted the lawyer's name, but you left the survivor's name there. The next document I want to show you, that was in the title, the victim's survivors' names, all right? The title of this one is Child Sex Trafficking, Co-Conspirators, fully redacted. And by the way, I'm going to unredact them here. Les Wexner is in this. Now, your your deputy attorney general said, oh, well, he appears hundreds of times in the files, but he doesn't appear in this file until I forced you to release it, where he's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking, not to prostitution, not to money laundering, child sex trafficking. And then finally, what we have here is the third exhibit that I have is emblematic of the FD302 release. These are the documents that we need that you're holding on to and over-redacting because they have the names of the men who are implicated. How do we know? Because the survivors gave testimony to the FBI, and it's in there. And what happens when you go to the portal at the DOJ to look at what's behind this redaction? Another redaction. So we can't even see them. And then there's some of these files you've pulled down from the website that we will never see because we can't search the redactions. So I have several questions for you. Who's responsible? Are you able to track who in your organization made this massive failure and released the victims' names? Are you able to track who it was that obscured Les Wexner's name as a co-conspirator in an FBI document? Do you have that kind of accountability?
Right.
I believe Wexner's name was listed more than 4,000 times.
Yeah, I already told you that. This is where he's listed as a co-conspirator.
Can I finish my answer? Come on, let me finish my answer. We corrected that within 40 minutes. He was already, you're acting like everybody's trying to cover up Wexner's name.
Reclaiming my time.
I'm going to answer this question.
Reclaiming my time. Mr. Chairman.
This is how this works.
Can I have my time back? Mr. Chairman.
The gentlelady can give her answer. The time belongs to the gentleman from Kentucky.
All right, I'm reclaiming my time.
Can I give my answer?
So I'm going to put the language of the bill up on the screen.
Chairman, may I give my answer on that? It's a political joke, and I need to give my answer on that.
We'll let the Attorney General respond, and then the gentleman can move to the next question.
It's my time.
Within 40 minutes, you asked me a question. Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction out
where
of
he's
over
listed as a co-conspirator.
And we invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. My position is any victim who comes forward, of course, we would love to hear from them. 1-800-CALL-FBI. Did you ask Merrick Garland that the last 4 years? Did you talk about Epstein?
I am reclaiming my time. I'm glad you're asking about Merrick Garland.
You don't get to reclaim
because this
time
is
when you
bigger
don't,
than Watergate.
When I don't answer a question the way
This
you
goes
want.
over 4 administrations. You don't have to go back to Biden. Let's go back to Obama. Let's go back to George Bush. This cover-up spans decades, and you are responsible for this portion of it.
And that's
now,
weird.
I want to know.
Thank you.
At what point did the FBI and the DOJ decide that Lex Wessner was not a co-conspirator? Because our Epstein Files Transparency Act requires you, please put it back on the screen, please, to release the internal decision about whether to prosecute him or not, and it's not in the files, and it's not in the files for any of these other men.
Time of the gentleman has expired.
May she answer?
And he's a hypocrite because he voted against the ban that we were talking about on deep fake AI porn. Only 2 people voted against it, and you were one of them, hypocrite.
The gentleman's time has expired.
She didn't answer the question. You heard that in the background. She didn't answer the question. That's because she doesn't answer questions. He mentioned that part about the files that they received that were supposed to be unredacted were redacted. What he's saying is they're a black bar over the things that were redacted. When they removed the black bar, guess what was under it? A white bar of redaction. They double redacted. That's crazy. I'm so glad he said that part about this spans back so many decades, but you are responsible for this portion of it. What we're dealing with now. They are actively trying to protect so many individuals that it's not even funny. She said it herself. The whole system will go under if they prosecute all the people that were involved. Let it go under. And then when she was questioned about the victims, and she said, yeah, the victims can call 1-800-FBI, whatever. The FBI are the ones that redacted these files. The FBI and Kash Patel were in charge of looking over these files before sending them in to the DOJ. They are the ones that did the redactions. These victims calling the FBI, it doesn't help the victims, it helps the perpetrators.
That will be your legacy unless you act quickly to change course. You're running a massive Epstein cover-up right out of the Department of Justice. You've been ordered by subpoena and by Congress to turn over 6 million documents, photographs, and videos in the Epstein files, but you've turned over only 3 million. You say you're not turning over the other 3 million because they're somehow duplicative, but we know that there are actual memos of victim statements in there. And you also took down the Department of Justice's prosecution memo from 2019. So it's clearly not all duplicative, but even if it were, why not release it? Just release all the duplicative stuff. In the half you did produce, you redacted the names of abusers, enablers, accomplices, and co-conspirators, apparently to spare them embarrassment and disgrace, which is the exact opposite of what the law ordered you to do.
Right.
Even worse, you shockingly failed to redact many of the victims' names, which is what you were ordered to do by Congress. Some of the victims had come forward publicly, but many had not. Many had kept their torment private, even from family and friends, but you published their names, their identities, their images on thousands of pages for the world to see. So you ignored the law, and even with over 100,000 employees at your disposal, you acted with some mixture of staggering incompetence, cold indifference, and jaded cruelty towards more than 1,000 victims raped, abused, and trafficked.
That's crazy.
This performance screams cover-up.
It's so good to see that there are people in positions of power that is calling this shit out for what it is. A cover-up. It's so clear that there are so many guilty individuals that's a part of this cover-up. My theory is they know they can't protect them forever. They know that these people, these lawmakers are pushing to get the unredacted information, the unredacted files. What they're doing is buying time. If they release these files unredacted, not a single redaction on any of the files, other than protecting the ones that's supposed to be redacted, which are the victims, if they released all that information, those people, just like Pam Bundy said before, will be prosecuted. Maybe they're trying to buy time to get all these people replaced. Maybe it's not enough of them that are resigning from their positions. Or maybe they're trying to protect them from being prosecuted altogether.
Director Patel, before you joined the FBI, you railed against it for covering up Jeffrey Epstein's human trafficking ring. Let me refresh your memory with this clip.
Has Epstein's list, they're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
And that's my whole... Bro, I'm telling you, my problem with this shit right now is like... Let's say God won't give you more than you can handle. And mentally, I can't handle the fact that nobody is going to jail behind this shit. And niggas get locked up every day for dumb shit, or for less. There's dudes in jail right now because they can't take care of their kids on child support. And was trying. These motherfuckers in jail was stealing, and they family were hungry. They shit, fuck it, I gotta do something. There's people in jail for way less shit, bro. And I can't I really can't wrap my mind around why these motherfuckers still free. Ain't nobody, like, is there an investigation going on Bill Gates and Bill Clinton? And is there an investigation going on, or are they just putting these files out here and that's what it's gonna be? Is it gonna be any type of legal action behind any of these things in this email? Because all of it sounds illegal. Literally, all of it sounds illegal. And they got everything they need in black and white. Why the fuck ain't nobody in jail? I don't understand it.
Simple, because of who's on that list.
So you finished that December 2023 interview with a challenge to the FBI and harsh words for Republicans in Congress for not getting the Epstein files out to the public. Mm-hmm. You can see this clip.
Boy pants, and let us know who the pedophiles are.
Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are, you said. You emphasized that the president and FBI director each had complete authority to release Epstein's client list. You said Epstein's black book is under the, quote, direct control of the director of the FBI. Look at this clip.
This is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
black book?
Black book.
FBI.
But who? That is, I mean, there's...
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI.
All right, so you were sworn in as director more than 200 days ago. Now the black book is under your direct control. So you released the names of Epstein's co-conspirators in the rape and sex trafficking of young women and girls.
You got an answer for that, Mr. Cash Patel? If that wasn't one of the best call-outs in history, called him out. We know the FBI redacted this stuff, man. I'm not saying anything new. It's clearly in plain sight who's doing the cover-up, but guess who's the FBI controlled by? Illuminati.
Man, look, check this out. I'm gonna drop a like on this video. I done subbed up to broski. Different perspective. Check them out. Y'all want to watch the rest of that, man. I had enough for today. I gotta purge my mind some kind of goddamn way. Like, this shit done took up too much space in my brain for since last night. So, hell yeah, bro. Oh my god, there's so much going on, fool. If it ain't one thing, it's another, man. Oh shit. I know all my people out there with grown kids, but I know y'all happy, boy. I know y'all happy y'all kids grown. Jesus. Shit, man, let me get the fuck up out of here, cuz. Protect the children. You know what I'm saying? These folks weird. They doing a lot of crazy ass shit, bro. That's all I got to say about it. We out here, man. Peace. More crazy shit drop, though. We definitely gonna cover it. For sure. I'm gonna get on here and watch it.